every time, every stage of your life when you go out for interview. So you're welcome on board. It's nice to have you here. Olashin, do you still want to say something, or is that the hands you raised before?
No, that's all. Thank you. I'm just going to
All
take
right,
that off. Yeah.
all right, thank you. George, welcome back, George. It's nice to have you back. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I told you I'm still at work, so I won't be able to talk.
Yes,
Sorry. Yeah, thank you.
nice. It's nice. It's nice to have you around.
Yeah, same here.
Okay. So without wasting our time, please let me share my screen. Please confirm you can see my screen. Okay. Okay. So I'm just going to put this on slideshow. Welcome, welcome. Good evening, everyone. It's amazing to have you here. It's nice to have you here. Just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Okay, okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. So today we'll be looking at the career. We'll be looking at the career, tech career in the UK, preparing for a cybersecurity interview. And I know we have a lot of people on this call from different parts of the world. And you might be wondering, okay, probably this is for the people in the UK alone. I'm not needed here. Oh no, that's not true. The method I'll be teaching you today on how to ace your interview is something that works everywhere, not just in the UK. And I want you to, if you can pen a lot of things down, I want you to pen a lot of things down. Please give me a minute. Okay, yeah. So I want to record, so it's already recording. So if you can jot down a lot of things, please jot down because you're going to be learning a lot from this session. One thing is every second, a business is always attacked everywhere. A business falls victim to a cyber attack every 11 seconds. You know, when that happens, the world sees a crisis, the business see crisis, the people around see, oh, this is a crisis. How can we solve it? But for me, a cybersecurity professional, when the world sees crisis, I am seeing a career. There's a career for me out there. There's something for me. There's something for me to. There's a problem for me to solve. So why the world see crisis, I am seeing a career for myself. Okay. Can you hear me? Someone said he cannot hear me. I want to confirm it's not just him. You can hear me. Thank you so much. So I guess probably it's just the network over there. So I'll just start again. I said every 11 seconds, a business falls victim to a cyber attack. And when that is happening, the world sees crisis. People are seeing crisis. And for me, as a cybersecurity expert, I see a career out of this. So when the world see a problem, I am seeing a career. I am seeing something I can provide solutions to because, of course, I'm a cybersecurity professional. So without wasting time, my name is Cynthia Jatto. I'm the program lead, cybersecurity program lead here at Amdari. And today I'll be walking you through and also showing you how to become a person the UK tech market is looking for. How to stand out during your interview, how to stand out when you face a recruiter, what to do, how to present yourself, and the technique you need to ace your interview. First, before going to the main presentation, I want to tell you about Amdari. I say yes, I work for Amdari, yes. So what is Amdari? What do we do here at Amdari? Amdari is an innovative platform designed to revolutionize how aspiring tech professionals build their career and gain practical experience. What this means is that We understand that there is a problem in the tech market, and that problem is the fact that we have a lot of persons who have experience, who have theoretical knowledge. They know the theoretical parts of tech. It can be cybersecurity, it can be data analytics, it can be data science, data engineering, project management. You've gained so much knowledge either by studying. Probably you studied it in school, you had a master's degree, you learned it somewhere. You can be a self-taught from YouTube, or you took lab courses online. You just have that theoretical knowledge. But then, after gaining the theoretical knowledge, you look for jobs, there are no jobs there. It's not that there are no jobs, there are jobs, but recruiters are looking for people with years of experience. So then there's always this question that comes to my mind when I see recruiters say, okay, we want you to have 3 years of experience, we want you to have 5 years of experience before we can hire you. And I ask myself, if you are not willing to hire me, how then will I gain the experience that I need for you to hire me? You can't gain experience without a job, because you need a job to gain experience. But then you can't also get hired without experience. It's a big dilemma, right? It's a paradox that is so confusing. So Amdari recognized that problem in the tech space. You know that, okay, yes, this is a problem that needs to be solved. How then do we solve this problem? We came up with Amdari. Our mission is simple but carries a lot of weight. Our mission is just saying, bridging that gap between theoretical learning and real-world experience by providing users with real-life, end-to-end practical and hands-on projects. So how do we now bridge that gap? How do we make you have the theoretical knowledge, then how then do you get the experience that will get you the job? So we now came up with a method whereby you come to us, you gain real-world experience by us providing you with real-life, end-to-end practical and hands-on projects. So that means while you are with us, you are going to get your hands dirty. And you are not just getting your hands dirty on projects or case studies that are not relevant to your industry, but you are getting your hands dirty in projects that will help you get the job you need. Projects that will help you gain industry recognized experience. That's what we have. And we don't just specialize in cybersecurity alone. We have data analytics, we have data science, we have data engineering, we have business analysis, project management, SOC analysis, which is under cybersecurity, ethical hacking and penetration testing, which is also under cybersecurity. Then we have the governance, risk, and compliance. That's what we call GRC in cybersecurity. So this project not only enhances your skills, but they also help users build a robust portfolio. How do you prove to a recruiter that you've done the job, you've gotten the experience? It's through a well-arranged and organized portfolio. So while you are gaining the skills here, you're also building your portfolio to get you that job. A portfolio to show that, okay, yes, I have a proof that, yes, I've done the job. This is my proof. You get the opportunity to build your portfolio. Our vision is to revolutionize the way people acquire industry knowledge and experience. So you don't need to things don't need to get hard or difficult for you before you gain industry experience. So yeah, this is me, Cynthia. Like I said earlier, my name is Cynthia Jatto. People call me Jatto, so you can call me Jatto or Cynthia. I am a cybersecurity specialist with nearly 5 years of experience in the field. I work across sectors like fintech, healthcare, and I also help organizations to design and implement security frameworks that help them protect their sensitive data and also ensure that there's regulatory compliance. Well, my expertise spans across incident response, vulnerability assessment, threat hunting, penetration testing. So I do a lot of pen testing and incident response, as well as vulnerability assessment. So with a strong foundation in SOC operations and penetration testing, I bring a rare blend because yes, I bring a unique insight to problems in the cyberspace. What I mean by this is that I have the insights of an attacker. I also have the insights of a defender. So I bring that blend to cybersecurity because I understand how an attacker thinks and how they operate. I also understand how a security defender thinks and operates. So I have both skills. So I know how to respond to attack and also capture incidents. So this is me, and you can connect with me on LinkedIn. My name is Omonivie Cynthia Jatto. When you get this slide, you can just get the link that will lead you to my LinkedIn account. Connect with me. If you have questions, ask me. We'll get to talk. So what are we looking at today? Why are we here? What are we discussing today? Today we'll be looking at the UK cyber gold mine. What is this gold mine? What does it look like? You'll get to know when we get there. Why traditional study is failing in the UK modern interview. So why is it that traditional study is not working? It's not getting you the job you need. So we'll also look at what the problem is. Then we will not just look at the problem, we'll also be looking at the solution. What is the solution? How can we solve this problem? How can we get the job? We don't just want to be going for interview. No, that's not what we want. We want to get the job. So how do we get the job? Then also we'll be looking at how to build your high impact experience portfolio. I said earlier that you need proof you need to show recruiters proof that you understand and know the job, and you can do that through portfolio. Then how do you build your portfolio? I will show you that. Then how can Amdari help you out? How can Amdari help you solve this problem that we have? And what kind of special offer do we have for you? Yes, I have something special for you all on this call this night. And you will get to find out what I have for you if you stay to the end. So please don't leave. And yes, when I start presenting, if you have any question, please jot it down or drop it in the chat box because I don't want you to forget your question. I will answer questions at the end of my presentation. So before I go ahead, just confirm that you can hear me. Let me confirm that you can hear me. Can you hear me? Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. So why the UK? Why the UK? Why now? Why do we need to be so concerned about getting a job in the UK? What is special about UK? Okay, this is a key start, 2026 key starts in the UK job market. So let's talk about the salary first. The average entry-level cyber salary in the UK are now outperforming general software dev. And this is true because cybersecurity own a key part in not just in the UK, actually in the world. Because right now, cyber attack is so much more than what we used to experience in the past. Before we can say, okay, we are waiting for a human being to come and attack, and then there is security operators to help us out and all. But these days, it is very, very, very difficult to differentiate between what is real and what is not real. And this is due to the events of AI, how sophisticated AI have become in today's in today's society. So the same way AI has come to stay, yeah, people talking about agentic AI providing solution, helping us out, making our work easy. AI helps us to make our work easy. It helps it diagnose things that we can't diagnose as human being and all that. Beautiful, that is true. But the same way AI is coming with a lot of solution, coming up with a lot of beautiful and amazing things, helping us to do beautiful and amazing things, there's also a concern for security. It also means that AI can be used to commit crime in a way that that is so sophisticated. So because of this concern, there's a concern in the global market now that, okay, how do we secure our properties? How do we secure our data? So due to this reason, due to this spike in cybercrime in 2026, the salary for an average entry-level cybersecurity professional in the UK is now so high that it's outperforming the general software developer salary. Then we have the demand. We have about 50,000 plus on-field roles across London, Manchester, and the Cyber Valley. I know you might say, okay, where are these jobs located? I've not seen them, or I've not, why, if there are a lot of jobs, why have I not gotten a job yet? I will tell you the mistakes you are making, the reason why you've not gotten a job yet as we go on. Then we have the prestige, working with different organizations, the NCSC, the tier one banks, the global tech giants in the UK. So this is a prestige. These are places you can get jobs. These are places you can work across in the UK as far as cybersecurity is concerned. Then what is the truth? You know, I mentioned earlier that there's a problem. There's a problem, and the problem that's it's not that there's no job. We have jobs, but the reason why you are not getting the job is because there's a problem you need to solve. So what is this problem? I know this truth is bitter, it is brutal, but then we need to say it, because if we don't talk about it, we will not be able to understand the mistakes we are making, and we would also not be able to get solutions to solve the problem. So about 90% of applicants fail their interview. I mean, 90% out of 100% fail their interview. So that's a big problem. Why do they fail? Why will 90% fail their interview? The problem is that people tend to focus on getting certification, especially for a tech career like ours, which is cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is so heavy on certification. So what people do is that they tend to focus more on certification, getting different certifications in cybersecurity, because they feel if I get the more certification I acquire, the more certification I get, the better my chances of getting a job. Certifications are good, certifications are beautiful. It will help you go fast in the industry when you get the job. But the truth, and why people tend to look for certifications, they want to get certification, they go ahead and write certificates that they do not even need. You know, sometimes if you go to LinkedIn, you see someone writing, I have about 20 certificates and all that. And when you go through the certificate they have, it doesn't even, they have a lot of certificates that are not in line with what they are doing in cybersecurity. So they just got that certificate and they are wondering, why don't I have a job? I have a lot of certificates, but I'm not getting a job. The problem is that certificates will only tell the employer that you know what you are doing. Like, okay, you have the knowledge, you know about what you claim to know in cybersecurity. But what recruiters want is that they don't just want you to say that, okay, yes, I understand this aspect of cybersecurity I'm in. Okay, I'm a pen tester. I understand penetration testing very well. I have a certificate to prove that I understand penetration testing. They understand that it's fine. Anybody can understand penetration testing in paper, on paper. What they want to see is, what have you done with the knowledge you have gained so far? You know, why writing certificate? You get to learn, you get to read, you get to especially for certificates that are heavy on practical, you get to do some of these things in the exams. So that shows that you understand some things. But while you are taking those certifications, you are writing the practical part of it. The truth is, someone else has solved it for you to know. Like there are a lot of materials online that will tell you, oh, solution to so and so exam. You've studied that, so that does not prove that you actually know how to do the job. It only shows that, okay, yes, I understand what I am doing, but you need to show the recruiter you know how to get the job done. Okay, what will happen? Let's say, okay, I'll give you a scenario now. Let's say you're a SOC analyst. You've gotten a lot of certification that prove that you're a SOC analyst, a tier 1 SOC analyst, and then you are at work one day and your server shuts down. You've never experienced this kind of attack before, or that kind of problem before. And one thing is, for a SOC analyst, it is easy for you to just freeze when you are seeing something you've not seen before. When something that you have never seen before is happening, it's easy for you to freeze. It's easy for your brain to just freeze and don't know what to do. So in that period, you know, you might have read about it, and when you are seeing it in real life, it's happening in a different way. So recruiters want to understand that when you see them happen, you know what to do. You don't need to look for someone to come and put you through. You know what to do, you know what is happening, and you know how to solve the problem. That's what recruiters are looking at for. So certificates will not give you that. Certificates can never give you that experience that recruiters are looking at for. It is good, like I said earlier, cybersecurity is heavy on certification. But while it's good to have certificates, it's also good to know how to apply what you've learned while taking your certifications in real life and in real time. So the experience trap, that's the first problem. The first problem is certificates and competence. Then the second problem is the experience trap. The UK recruiters ask, what have you actually done? And then you will say, I've worked on different labs. I've built home labs. I've done a lot of lab work. Lab is good. It helps you. It helps you think. It helps you go think outside the box. Yet it helps you practice what you've learned. But the truth is, there's a big difference between lab work and real life. Lab will help you understand what happens in the real life to an extent, but then there's a need for you to experience it, think on your own outside the box, then solve it. Then you might want to ask me, how do you think outside the box? I'll just give an explanation of what the box is and what is thinking outside the box. When you talk about thinking outside the box contains the things you already know. What you've done when you were reading, what you've done when you were taking your courses, the knowledge you have when you were taking your courses, the knowledge you gained when you were working on that lab work. Those are the things that are in the box. You already know them. But when a situation happens, when a problem happens, you need something that is not in the box for you to be able to solve the problem. So that we're thinking outside the box comes in. Then how do you gain that expertise to think outside the box? Please let me know you are following me, because I want you to get and understand this. Please, are you following me? Just give me a thumbs up. Thank you. So how do you now get to understand how to get those things that are outside the box? It comes with experience. It comes with experience. Experience helps you to know, okay, you have a problem. You don't want to get into trouble. How do you don't know how to, you don't even know what to do at that point. That's when you now take off, you put on your thinking cap. Yes, you put on your thinking cap. You start thinking beyond what you know. So when you start thinking beyond what you know, that is when you start thinking outside the box, because you are going outside what you already know, which are the things that are in the box. You want to look for, okay, if I add this and this together, what will it give me? If I had 1 plus 1 together, will it give me 11? 1 plus 1 is 2, as we all know, right? So we all know that, okay, 1 plus 1 is 2. That's what is in the box. So, but now we need an escape route. We need to do something that will provide solution for us. Can 1 plus 1 become 22? You might say mathematically it is not possible, but then we can still prove that it is possible. 1 plus 1 can be 22. 1 plus 1 can be 11. 1 plus 1 can be 40. You just need to get how to make it 22. And at that point, mathematically or societally, like, because of the normal things we know, we all know 1 plus 1 is 2. But at that point, because you need a solution, you can come up with another theory and you'll be able to prove it that 1 plus 1 can become 22, because you were thinking outside the box, because there was a problem facing you. You needed to solve this problem. That was why you could come up with a new theory and prove that 1 plus 1 can become 22. So I'm just using that to paint a scenario for us that this is what happens when we start thinking outside the box. We get to experience things that we do not know. We get to learn new things. And these things only come with experience. If you do not face the problem, you will not be able to get those kind of experiences, certain experiences when it comes to cybersecurity. So there is that experience trap. What have you actually done? Show me what you have done. Show me the problem you had. Show me what you have done to solve this problem. That's what the recruiter wants to see. So this is what we call finding the right path. You just want to find the right path. And then the third aspect of the problem is the communication gap. There is a communication gap. Most techies can't explain why their work matters to the business. So if I ask you today, let me come back here. Okay, I want to check. I just want to randomly pick someone here. Okay, if I say, let me say, Abibola. Why should let's say Abibola, you are applying for a job here at Amdari. Let's say you are applying for the role of a pen tester. Why should I hire you? If you can't speak, you can unmute and talk. Why should I hire you? Or is there any other person anyone that wants to answer that question? When a recruiter asks you, or why do you even want the company to hire you? Is it because you want to get money? When a recruiter asks you, why should I hire you? What will you say? At least you've applied for different jobs before. You can pick from the jobs you've applied for before. There was a reason why you applied for the job. So let's imagine the recruiter is asking you, why should I hire you? What will you say? Okay, I guess. Okay, I will just put us through what to say. So the truth is, when you are applying for a job, you should first of all understand what kind of problem do this organization have? What kind of problem do they have? Okay, they wrote that they need a SOC analyst, they need a pen tester, they need a GRC analyst, they need a threat hunter, they put out the skills they need and all that. But have you ever asked what kind of problem do they have that your skill, how do your skills fit into that problem that they have? What solution are you bringing to the organization? So these are the things that helps you to stand out. Aside the main key I'll be giving you, these are part of the things that help you to stand out during interview. Recruiters will always ask you, why should I hire you? Why do you want to work for us? When they're asking you, why do you want to work for us? There are a lot of mistakes that a lot of us make is that we start talking about our skills. Oh, I can do this, I can do this, I can do that, I have done this, I have done that. Any other person can do that. You are not the only person applying for the jobs. Out of, let's say, 100 people that are applying for the job, those are the basic things everyone can do. What makes you unique? How do you stand out from every other person? So what makes you unique is the fact that you recognize the business, the problem that the business have or the company has. You recognize their problem. You know their problem. Then you also recognize how you can uniquely solve their problem. Not just solve their problem, also help them to grow. So, and I know people always say that these days that whatever idea you have in your mind, someone else is also thinking about it. But the truth is this, even if we are thinking about the same idea, we have, okay, let's say 90% chances of solving it the same way. The truth is it can never be 100% the same way. We don't have 100%. We are not thinking about the solution 100%. That, okay, this is how I want to solve. It can never be 100% because we are not computers. That we are not programmed. So that 10%, let's say 90% is the same thing. We are thinking about the same way to solve this problem. let's say 90% of the time. What happens with the 10%? The 10% is what makes you unique. The 10% is what differentiates you from every other person applying for the same role you're applying for. So understand, always ask yourself, beyond the money, beyond the salary I want to get, how can my skill work for this organization? How do my skill matters to this business? That's a key part you need to answer during interview, and it helps you to stand out. And it also helps you understand your job when you get the job. You know, there is one thing to get the job, it's another thing to stay in the job, and it's another thing to grow in the job. So those are three things I've mentioned. It's one thing to get the job, it's one thing to stay in the job, it's one thing to grow when you've gotten the job. Because nobody wants to be stagnant. You want to grow, you want to climb the career ladder at the end of the day. So these are the things that help you stay in the job, grow in the job, because you are able to provide solutions to things that others are not seeing. You are seeing a problem, you know the solution to it. You are able to provide that unique solution fast. Then the pivot, which is the fourth problem, the pivot. You don't need another certificate. That's just the truth. You have a lot of certificates. What you need is not the next certificate. Oh, they said this new certificate is out. Let me go and write it. Probably this one will get me the job. You don't need another certificate. And the worst thing is when people start gathering certificate like that, they tend to write certificates that are not even industry recognized. They are social media recognized. They are popular on LinkedIn. They are popular on X, which is former Twitter. But when it comes to the industry, they don't hold water. They're not really recognized in the industry. So recruiters just look at it and companies look at it and just, we don't recognize this. But it is popular online. So people tend to write those kind of certificates, thinking it will get them the next big job. So the pivot, you don't need another certificate. What you need is a portfolio of experience. You need a portfolio of experience for you to stand out during interview. Like I said earlier, we are trying to find the right path. We're trying to find the right path. For that, we've established 4 different problems. The first one is the certificate and competence matter. We have a problem when it comes to certificate and competence. The second one is the experience trap. Now the third one is the communication gap. The fourth one is the pivots. How do you pivot? Let's go ahead. So I've talked about a lot of problems. I've talked about the fact that 90% of job seekers don't get the job after the interview. Why? We've talked about why, the reason why they are not getting the job. So, and I said earlier that I am not just going to walk you through the problem, I'm also going to show you the solution. So how do the 10% elite ace the interview? What makes them better? What do they do that makes them unique or that makes them better than every other person that applied for the role? The truth is they use the STAR method. There's something we call the STAR method. The STAR method is we have the framework. I'll break down the framework for us. It's called STAR method in when you're going for interview. The first X stands for situation. The S stands for situation. So the context of your mission. Context of your mission. Okay, because I don't want this class to be session to be a very quiet and boring one. Who has heard of the STAR method before?
Sorry, I don't understand.
Sorry about that. Who has heard of the STAR method before? Okay. So do you want to tell me what you understand by this STAR method? Okay, Olu Kayode, and go ahead. Hi, Olu Kayode. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, I can't really remember what the S stands for now.
Okay.
But the T stands for the task that you were able to carry out.
Yes.
The A stands for the actions that were taken to accomplish that task. While the R stands for the results you achieved carrying out those tasks.
Yes. So thank you so much. He just broke it down in a very, very simple way. What he said. So the star, the star method actually stands for the S stands for the situation. So the situation is talking about the context of your mission. So let me start with when you get to an interview. Let's start from when you get to an interview. So let's say when you get to an interview and you sit in an interview, you sit down on the chair. Let's say I am interviewing you. Sorry, let's Abib. I don't know why I'm calling Abibola, but I'm not picking you out. Okay, let's say Kayode, you go for an interview. I am the one interviewing you. You sit on the interviewing chair. What you need is you need a weapon, right? You need a weapon. You need something to make you more like a weapon to fight, or I won't say fight down, but you need a weapon to guide yourself against me who is interviewing you. So that's where the star method comes in. So I'm trying to break it down. I'll pick it from the start so I will understand this, because I don't want us to miss any part of it. So that's where the star method now comes in. So it's your own weapon that you are using to fight. Like, it's your own weapon that you want to use to ace the interview. So the first S, which is the context, the S stands for the context of your mission. I will break it down with an example. Then the T stands for the task. The task is the specific challenge you face. Then the A stands for action. The action is the elite tools and tactics you used. Then the R is the results. That's the high impact outcome you achieved. So what this means is that the star is talking about the scenario. What happened? What was the problem? That's the situation now. It's talking about what was the problem? What happened? What in the previous place or whatever you worked on, what was the problem? What was the challenges that the business was facing? Like, that's like when you talk about the scenario, now you're talking about the scenario. Like, okay, let me say you have a scenario. There's a scenario, there's a context to it. So when you now look at the context, you now look at, okay, which is the task now? You understand the bigger picture. Okay, let me say the situation now is the bigger picture of what is going on, of what is happening. So when you see the bigger picture, you know you don't need to just attack it as a bigger picture without understanding your mission, what you need to do. So the first thing is you understand the context, which is the bigger picture, which is your mission. Then the next thing is your task. Your task now is the specific challenge you face while solving the problem of the bigger picture. The truth is, when you are solving, no matter how, even if you're an expert, before you became an expert in this thing, that, okay, you know, some people will say, I can do this thing while closing my eyes. They did not just start, they did not just get to that point where they can close their eyes and do some things. They did not just get there. It's a process. It means they've done it over and over and over again. That's why they are so used to it that they will say, oh, I can do it while closing my eyes, right? So let's use that scenario of I can do it while closing my eyes. That means they understand the specific challenge. They understand the specific challenge, which is the task now. There is a bigger picture, which is the situation. Something happened. I will give an example. I just want us to first of all understand what this statement means on their own. There's a bigger picture, which is the problem, the whole context of the mission. You are a cybersecurity expert. You have a mission. You have a problem you need to solve. So when you look at the bigger picture, you now bring out the challenge. Like when you are trying to solve that problem in the bigger picture, there were some challenges you face on the way. So those challenges is what brings out the expert in you. It's what brings out the skills you have. So those challenges you face is what makes you say, okay, yes, I faced these challenges and I was able to overcome it and I got the job done. So you need to understand the situation, the challenges you face, because the challenges you face will also help you measure your win at the end of the day. If you're able to solve the problem or not, then the action. So the action is the elite tools and tactics you use. There's a bigger picture, a problem. While you're trying to solve that problem, you face another problem, which is the challenge. Then how did you solve the challenge you encountered while trying to solve the bigger problem? Probably you use a specific tool, and some people will say, okay, the tools I have on ground was not working. I had to come up with another tool. You can decide to say, okay, let me write a Python script as if it will help me solve this problem. You have an early tool, you have a tactics you use. That's the tactics there you use to solve the specific challenges you face. That's the action. Then the result. The result is the high impact outcome you achieved. What was the end result of the whole thing after the whole process? What was the end result? What did you gain? What did you learn? We always say in SOC that after you've done your everything, you've written your reports, you will say the last stage is lessons learned. What did you learn from the situation? What experience did you gain? What knowledge did you add? What skill did you add to your skill? So these are the results. So these are the way an interviewer will want you to answer their question when they ask you question. So let me give an example now. So let's say I am interviewing you as an interviewer. Then I ask you, tell me about a time you handled a security threat. Tell me about a time you handled a security threat. So some people, this is the general way a lot of people answer the question, and it is not really nice. They'll say, okay, first of all, it's not we. It's not, yes, you work with a team. It's not your team that is interviewing for the job, for the role. You are the one interviewing for the role. It is I. So learn to, first of all, personalize your win. Yes, whatever experience you gain, learn to personalize. Even if you work with a team, it is you, I. So someone will start, okay, then they'll not start explaining. They will talk about, okay. And at the end of the day, you can't really pick out what they did. You can only hear the problem, but what they did, if they solved the problem, you cannot really pick it out from their explanation. So the best way to answer such questions when an interviewer asks you, tell me about a time you handled so and so thing. Okay, right now I'm using security threats. Tell me about a time you handled security threat. The first thing you want to start using the STAR approach or the STAR method is you want to look at the situation. So you are working for Amdari now, and you say, okay, during the time I was consulting for Amdari, our simulated, okay, you talk about the problem now. Probably the simulated corporation had a problem, like the network was flagged, and there was a spike in outbound. And the traffic around 2 a.m. and that caused a traffic around 2 a.m. That's the problem. That's the bigger problem that happened. There was a problem. That's the problem. That was something that happened. So how did you now, what challenges did you face while trying to solve it? What was your task? What was that thing you did that is unique to you, that made you solve the problem? So you now, from this, you first of all talk about the problem, which is the situation. Then you now move to the task. Then you can now talk about the fact that okay, during this time I remember I said I identify if this was a data infiltration attempt or if it's a system glitch, because it can be a system glitch, it can be an infiltration attempt. You talked about that. Then you now talked about you don't need to give out the whole details, please, because of confidentiality. You don't need to give out the whole detail. Just give out specific information. Talk about, oh, this was the problem. This was how I was able to solve it. Don't give out the vital information. When I talk about vital information, like the loopholes that was found, or in the, especially when they have not even been solved yet. So don't give out, but be able to arrange it in a way that, yes, you talked about there was a problem, I was able to provide the solution. Then the action, what tool did you use? You now talk about the tool you use. You can talk about the fact that, oh, I use Wireshark. I use Wireshark to analyze the packets. I also use it to identify what's it called, a reverse shell connection. Also use it to identify reverse share connection. So you can talk about that. So that is the action. You are talking about the tool you used. You can talk about, okay, probably you use Wazoo, you use Splunk. Talk about it. Well, I use Splunk. I was able to use Splunk to do this and do this and do this. And Splunk gave me this and this and this and that. You have explained. So what you just did is that you talk about there's a problem. It makes them understand that you understood the problem. You talked about the challenges. This was what happened. You understand what happened. Then how did you not solve it? The tools you use. You talk about the tools you use. You now talk about how you use the tools, what you got. So what you are telling the interviewer is that I don't just know these tools by name. I know how to use them, and I also know how to read the result that they give. I understand the result they give me. So you get. Then you now talk about the results. So the result now is okay. At the end of the day, you're able to prevent so attack. Probably you're able to present the loss of like maybe 5 gigabytes of sensitive data. You're able to prevent a ransomware attack happening. You talk about the results that you got. So this is the STAR approach. Talk about the bigger picture, you talk about the task, they talk about the action, they talk about the results. So if you're able to analyze your answer like this or give feedback to your answer in this method, you just told the interviewer that I don't just know theory. I know how to get my hands dirty. I know how to get my hands dirty and I understand the mission on ground. But then there's a problem with the STAR method. There's a problem with the STAR method. And what's the problem? The problem is that you cannot use the STAR method if you don't have experience. You cannot make use of the STAR method without experience. You need experience for you to be able to make use of the STAR method during interview. And trust me, the STAR method will get you the job. To get you the job. But then you need experience to use the STAR method. And this brings us back to the problem we started with. How do I get the job without the experience? And how do I gain experience without getting the job? So now I want to tell you something. You don't just need to learn the STAR method. You need to live it. And that's where Amdari comes in. The S and T, which is the situation and the task. You need experience for you to understand the situation and the task. Without experience, I mentioned that there are some things that you will not learn in the book. You need to experience it for you to understand it better. You only gain those skills through experience. So the situation and the task in the STAR method, you can only get it through experience. So you will just hear about threats. You don't want to hear about threats. You don't want to read about threats. You will be assigned to a case study. So here at Amdari, what we do is that we want to help you get that real life experience. You've heard about threats a lot of times. You've read about it. So how do you now see it in action? Like, okay, yeah, this was what a threat did. How do we now solve the problem? What is your contribution? So you'll be assigned to a case study. Case study can cross across different industry, banking sectors. We have the fintech. It can be IT organization, government organization. It cuts across different organizations. Then the action, which is the action. So with expert guidance, you learn how to deploy tools and use them to fight back. Yes, there's a problem. People always, when I speak to a lot of people that want to learn cybersecurity, or they say they've been learning or reading about cybersecurity, they'll say, okay, I've read about this too, but I don't really understand how to use it. And trust me, it is very, very hard when you are learning without someone there to put you through. When you don't have someone to put you through, it is harder. It is way harder than someone who than the person who has someone guiding them and putting them through. And the truth is, even if you study cybersecurity in school, it does not make it easier, because you will do more of theoretical work. It's just theory, and learning about these things in the books and all that. You don't have the opportunity to get your hands dirty. So you need, and because you don't have the opportunity to get your hands dirty, you know the tools, but you don't know how to deploy them, you don't know how to use them. You need a guidance. For you to be able to understand the action, which is the tools now, you need a guidance. You need someone to put you through, which is a mentor, someone who has worked the path in the industry before, who is a mentor. And like my own simple explanation of who a mentor is that a mentor is that person that helps you to see beyond the fence. You know the right path. You know the right path you are going to. You know this is where I'm heading to. You know this is where I'm heading to. You know where you are going to. But then you see there's a fence right ahead of you, blocking the way. So you don't know what to do because you've never walked that path before. So a mentor is someone that helps you see beyond the fence, helps you understand how to go, how to cross that fence and get to the other path where you are going to. So because they understand the path, they've walked it before. That's just a simple explanation of who a mentor is. So for you to also understand how to use these tools properly, you need guidance, and that's you get from a mentor. Then the R starts from the results. To produce, sorry, I can hear noises from the background.
Put like this. Put like this. Put like this.
Okay. So the results we get at the end of the day. What was the results that you got after carrying out the whole analysis and all? You produce a professional incident report that you can show your future boss. That's where building your portfolio now comes in. Whatever reports you get, you put it in your portfolio. If you started building your portfolio, you have evidence to show that, yes, I understand the theoretical aspect, I've gained certification, I also know how to do the job. The proof you show to show that you know how to do the job. So I will be showing us a case study. One of the case studies we've worked on in the past here at Amdari. So this is a phishing email investigation and response in an healthcare. So like I said earlier, we will work across different industries. So this was a phishing email investigation and response in an healthcare. So what you will execute. So let's break this down into the STAR approach now. Phase one, which is the analysis. Say triage is suspicious email. Okay, we understand the fact that you will get access to when you get this STAR, you get access to the full case study. I have a proper slide for the case study and how it was solved, how to step-by-step process we used to solve them. You get access to this to the full deck. So there's a problem. There was an attack. That led to a ransomware. It was a ransomware attack, and then we wanted to investigate. Okay, how did it come in? Was it through a phishing email or not? Was it through a phishing email or not? So that's what we are investigating to see.
Something went wrong.
To see what happened. So what you will execute, which is the action now. The phase one is analysis. You triage a suspicious email. You perform an email header analysis to identify smooth domains and malicious source IPs. And identify patient 0. And the phase 3 is the mitigation. Execute containment, resetting compromised accounts, and implementing NTSC standard conditional access policies. Now the phase 4 is draft a comprehensive report. So imagine you worked on this kind of case study. It is easy to fit it into the STAR approach for you because you followed that process. So you can easily answer questions when they ask you about phishing email investigation. So the incident summary. So when we worked on it, we were able to get a suspicious email. We got the sender. We got the sender email. Then the subject was Microsoft accounts. That was the subject. unusually sign in activity. We got a Microsoft account unusually sign in activity. This was the link that was sent, which is the malicious link that kept redirecting. It was delivered on August 16, 2023, around 12:15 a.m. 12:15 a.m. So this is an image from when we were trying to solve the problem. So that's the image. Then email authentication analysis. We use a tool called MS2 Boss. This is MS2 Boss. That's the tool we use here. So the MS2 Boss results revealed that it revealed a critical authentication failure. It also revealed SPF check failed, showing us the sender's IP, showing us that the sender's IP was not authorized. Then it also showed all the no DKIM signature was present, and the DEMA policy was invalid. Then this combined issues strongly indicates the email was smoothed and not from a legitimate source. You get that? So from what we were using MS2, but we just understood something that, oh, this email is not from a legitimate source. It was smoothed. It was smooth. And you can see so that makes us understand the scenario, the problem. So then before we go on, before I finish explaining the case study and how we're able to solve it, I want you to meet some of our Amdari consultants who were once where you are. Those people, they were eager to start a career in cybersecurity. They had the enthusiasm, they had the theoretical knowledge, but something held them back. And that is lack of experience. They had no experience at all. And after joining our programs, they gained the skills they need. They also gained the confidence they needed to succeed. And here is some of their stories. We have some of their stories. So we have Benjamin. So Benjamin, when he is a chemical engineer with no background in computer or IT at all. So he took a few courses in cybersecurity and joined our program. So after he joined our program, this was just 3 months into our program. When he joined our program, he sent a message. This was him talking to his mentor. He said, I am offered a job in cybersecurity engineer. I need your help. So then the mentor responded, said, okay, the job description is too high. Should I post the JD? He did. So you look at it, he felt like, oh, what I have, he felt like I'm just 3 months in. This job description is higher than the experience I have or the knowledge he thinks he has. And that's where imposter syndrome comes in. Imposter syndrome will always make you doubt yourself. Will always make you feel like, oh, do I know enough? I don't know enough. I don't want to apply. I don't want to grab this opportunity. He felt that way too during that process. Then he posted the job description. And we prepared him for interview and all. He got this job. He got the job, which is the salary is up to £50,000 per annum. Location was in North Yorkshire and all. He got this job, but he did not accept it. The reason was not because he is not good enough for the position. At least he got it. And one of the methods we always teach when we are preparing you for interview is the STAR approach, which I just taught us this night. So he got the job, but he had to decline the offer because he said it's very far from London where he stays at. I think he said it's about 6 hours drive. So he did not want to move, so he declined the offer. So this was just something that happened 3 months into the program for Benjamin. So we also have Sophia. Sophia completed her master's in cybersecurity and joined our work experience to get practical knowledge. So 2 months into the program, she felt confident enough to sit for and pass a global certification exam, which is vital in landing high-paying roles. So, when I spoke to Sophia as the cybersecurity lead, she said something. She said she was scared to take certification. Sophia was someone that she did not have any certification at all. So she had to speak to her mentor that, okay, I understand the fact that certification is a big deal to cybersecurity, but I don't like taking certification. She was scared. Then the mentor had to guide her on the kind of certification she should take and prepare her to prepare, give her materials to read and all. And she passed. So that's where, I mentioned that sometimes because we want to have a lot of certification, we tend to register for certification that are not even industry recognized, but social media recognized, because the noise is so much on social media. So she was able to understand, okay, this is the certification I need, and that will be beneficial. That will be a benefit to me in my field, in my line, and she passed the certification. So you see, he said, look at this part. She said, even that email analysis, I was asked about DKIM and BEC. So he said, also especially vulnerability assessment. These are things they've done in class. These are things they've done in class. So she was able to apply what she learned in class in her exam. So in her exam, and she passed. Then Sandra too joined us and gets hands-on experience in cybersecurity necessary for landing a role 3 months in, and she got a high-paying position and left her old job. So if you look at, if you go to our YouTube and you watch Sandra's testimonial, you know, when they asked her, "Are you happy you got this offer?" She said, the way she said, "Ha, I'm happy." Like the way she said, "What a ha!" Like, "Are you kidding me? I am happy." And she made the say, she said, "Ha, I have suffered a lot, though." Just like she was like, "I've suffered a lot." Like, she has been looking for a job over and over and over again. Imagine you've been looking for a job for years, and because you were able to get the right knowledge, the right experience, 3 months in, you got a high-paying job. So, and she said, I'm actually so happy about it, because now it's a proper 9-to-5 job. She even said it here again. She said, "I have really suffered in this retail." If you watch our testimonial video, she still mentioned that statement again and said, "Oh, I've really suffered." So for you to know how, you know, that kind of joy and peace that comes with, oh, after knowing that I've suffered a lot looking for a proper job, and finally I got the proper job, it comes with this level of peace and satisfaction. So that's for Sandra. Then we also have a lot of other people. But then before I show you those people, or I give you the link that leads to the testimonial videos, I want to tell you something. Those testimonials you read just now, they are the golden train in action. What this means is that these people, they were able to learn. They learned the strategy. They did not just learn the strategy, they mastered the analyst mindset. They mastered how to think like an analyst, a cybersecurity analyst now. They applied that mindset in a project, which later converted the theory they already know into verifiable experience. I don't know what I said is too much. I'll break it down again. They learned the strategy, which means they mastered the mindset of a cybersecurity analyst. After mastering the mindset of cybersecurity analyst, because there's a way you need to think as a security engineer or a cybersecurity person, they applied this in a project, and while applying it in a project, they were able to convert this theory into verifiable experience. So they gained interview success. They gain the confidence they need to prove their capabilities. They're also making progress on their job right now. So yeah, let's go back to where we stopped. Please just give me a thumbs up. Let me know you're still following, you're still with me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So let's go back to where we stopped, which is the virus total. So we finished that particular case study using the virus total. So we were able to check the information, the details of, okay, which organization has flagged this email address or this IP address, and we're able to get some information. So like I said earlier, we have a full report of the case study and the solution. So when you get access to my slide, just click on this link. You'll be able to, it will take you to the full slide, so where you see the case study, the step-by-step process that it was solved, and the end results. You can actually try it out on your own, so practice it and see if you're able to solve it. So your journey from applicant to practitioner, how do you go from being an applicant to a practitioner? How do you go from having that knowledge, always that person that always apply for job every time, not getting the job, but having we are sorry, receiving we are sorry email. So the first thing is start question. Hello, okay, thank you so much, Jennifer. So the first thing is it is one thing, the support, you need a support system, which is the CV. It is one thing for your CV. You need a proper CV now, right? Before you get that opportunity to even make use of the STAR approach, your CV needs to get to the desk of the interviewer. You need to get to the desk of the interviewer. So your CV should be able to speak for you when you are not there. You should be able to tell your story before the interviewer sees you. It should make the interviewer curious to see you. It should make them be like, oh, this person is someone. When they see your CV, they should be able to say, oh, this person is someone we don't want to miss. This person is someone we want on our team. So your CV should be able to speak for you when you are not there, because that's what gives you the opportunity to meet the interviewer, where you now show them using the STAR approach how you've come, how far you've come, what you know, and how you can help their business. So the first thing is you need a CV. How you need your CV tailored for the UK tech market. Okay, I'll just say this: you need your CV tailored for the UK tech market. Then mock interviews. How do you prepare yourself? How do you prepare for yourself for the interview? Because yes, I know I talked about the STAR approach. The truth is, it is not easy to start using the STAR approach. It is not easy to start talking about it. The first thing is you can get this anxiety. You can get it can be overwhelming. And it is there's something I always tell my interns is that it is good to make mistakes when it is just us. You make the mistakes, we correct them. We'll tell you where you need to work on. We'll tell you what you need to do. We'll tell you the right things to do. So that's where mock interviews come in. Mock interview is the place where you are allowed to make mistakes and get corrected. So we drill you, and we help you find your loopholes and also give you the answers to how you can become better. So you might be wondering who are those people? Well, you have myself, you have your mentor, and we also have an employability specialist in the company that is specialized in this thing. So we'll help you understand how to pass your interview through a mock interview session. Then we have the Amdari reference letter. Aside the fact that you have a good CV, you pass the interview, you also need someone that should stand for you to say, yes, this person, I can vouch for them. They know what they are doing. Everything they said they did it. That's where the reference letter comes in. We give you reference letter that you have access to for 2 years, and it's recognized in UK, US, and Canada. You can use it anywhere in these countries. So it's a way of us saying that yes, we are vouching for this person. We are betting on this person. This person has done what they said they've done. They've gotten their hands dirty. They have the experience needed, and yes, they can do what they said they are doing. So they can do what they said they are doing. So that's where you get a reference letter from us. So we have a lot of Amdari success stories. We have Stella. Stella is grateful to our coach and Amdari for helping her build connections and build her confidence in answering interview questions, especially regarding job description. So if you want to hear more about Stella, you can hear from her. You can just click on this link when you get the slide. Click on this link, it will take you to Stella's video where she spoke about her experience. Then we also have Eric. Eric certainly shared his story and extends his gratitude to Amdari for the amazing work they are doing, especially in delivering practical hands-on experience relevant to cybersecurity tools. You can also get to hear from Eric by clicking on this link. Then we have Adekule. Adekule extends his gratitude to Amdari cybersecurity team and a employability expert on how we helped shape his personal brand, leading to increase in visibility and interviews on cyber roles. You can also watch the video here. So, but the reason why we include the link to the video is that, you know, when we say this thing, it sounds like, oh, or probably they're just making them up. So it's better you hear from them and see that, okay, yes, it is not something we just make up. These are real people with real experience. And this is just something that happened. These are last year. We are in January 2020. This is just last year. So you get to hear from their own mouth. So reference, employers will always confirm that you can do the job. So there's always a need for reference. So that's where the reference letter comes. You know, I said reference letter talks about you having someone that will stand and vouch for you. So you can see these are reference letter requests, not even from the companies they apply to sent us messages to say, okay, this person said they've worked with you, give us a reference letter. So this was given by Adeza Suleiman, which is one of our co-founders. So these are reference letters that was sent out. So this was sent out on behalf of NA. So I have links. I know we've talked about the problem. We've talked about the problem in the job market, how to stand out in the job in the job market when going for interview, the weapon you need to stand out during interview. Then we've also understand the fact that you gain knowledge, so you have the skills, you have the theoretical knowledge, but you don't have work experience. So recruiters don't trust you enough to hire you, even with the fact that you have taught you how to pass the interview. So I know the question going on in your mind is Jatto, where and how do I gain this work experience? How can I gain this work experience? The answer is simple. All you need is Amdari. Here at Amdari, we have a method that helps you stand out, helps you gain the work experience you need. Also help you package your branding. Like when I mean packaging, not based on packaging in lives, but help you know have the experience, but if you don't know how to put it down properly, it will not be nice. You know, today I was speaking to one of our co-founders or mommy, and she said, oh, a recruiter reached out to someone on LinkedIn. They saw her post on LinkedIn, they saw what she has been doing, and they told her, oh, we have a job for you, send us your CV. She sent her CV, but the CV was not good enough. Like for the interviewer to reach out to her, that means they saw something on her page, right? But the CV did not pass that message, did not pass the same message of what they are seeing. So you're making it look like, okay, it looks like two different people, abstract. And they told her, oh, your CV does not, it's not it for us. And they didn't move on. They didn't get to interview stage with her at all. And I'm so sure if she got to interview stage, she'll be able to talk about the things she has done, and she would have probably passed. But because the CV did not speak to her branding and her personality, they cut her off. So here at Amdari, you have the opportunity to intern, package, and apply. Internship comes with the RAVE. RAVE is Remote Apprenticeship Virtual Experience. So this is where you get to intern with us, consulting, working on different case studies with your mentor, which helps you gain the industry experience you need to land a job. Then we also have the Amdari Learn. The Amdari Learn is your short courses platform. It's on our platform where some people don't really have the in-depth theoretical knowledge, and they might want to brush, and you might have that knowledge, but because you've learned cybersecurity, you started doing other things, you might have forgotten some things, and you need to brush up. You can go to the Learn page on our website, and you have access to different short courses in cybersecurity. So we have different from beginners friendly to intermediate to senior expert. These are courses, short courses on cybersecurity on our Learn page. Then we now have the package. What is the package? Are you just coming here to gain hands-on experience after working on case study? Is that all? I know I mentioned the reference letter. It just does the reference letter. No, it's beyond just the case studies you gain, the knowledge you gain. It's beyond the reference letter. The first thing is employability service. You also have access to employability services, which includes CV revamp and review. We help you revamp your CV, we help you review it, to pass, to give you that industry standard CV that you need, the CV that will get you to the table of an interviewer, because you need to get to the table of an interviewer before you can even start using all this that I've been teaching us. If your CV do not get there, there's no way you will not have the opportunity to use what you have learned this night. So you first of all need the CV to get there before you can sell yourself. So the CV needs to sell you first before you have the opportunity to sell yourself. So because you understand this, we help you revamp your CV and also review your CV. The LinkedIn optimization, social media branding is very, very important. You say you are a cybersecurity expert. That's what you say your CV. The when we Google your name, it doesn't even bring out anything that is related to cybersecurity at all. Then we now go to LinkedIn. There's nothing related to cybersecurity on your LinkedIn. It's just something different. And this is one of the ways that HR cut off candidates. I have a senior HR person as a mentor. She's a big HR person, not just in Africa, but also in Canada. And there was a session we had with her one day, I asked her a question about what really made people not get the job. And he said something about online branding. So when some people, you see their CV, you are wild with their CV, but because of the way the society is today, people just package themselves. They can go to ChatGPT, write a lot of things, put in their CV. They don't have this experience. So there's this doubt that HR or recruiters have when they see your CV. So they want to now see beyond your CV, what can we find online about you? At least you said you've done this thing. There should be a portfolio somewhere. There should be something somewhere that reference to you that say, okay, you have been doing this thing for the specific period of time you said you have been doing it. So she said that they usually go online to check. They always go online to check. They'll first of all start with Google. They'll Google your name. What is Google? I don't know if I'm the only one that do it. I do this a lot. I Google my name every time. I want to see if my achievement is showing on Google, if it's coming up. So I Google myself a lot of time. And the things I don't want to show, because before I became a cybersecurity person, I've done a lot of jobs that I know are not in line with cybersecurity or my career goals. I remove them. And so you can Google yourself, check what is it showing. Is it related to what you are doing? So that's part of the way where they weed out people. Then because we understand this, LinkedIn optimization will help you, show you how to optimize your LinkedIn so that recruiters can always find you easily. The mentorship and career coaching. You have mentorship session and career coaching. Mentorship session is that point where you get to speak with industry experts every week, every Thursday. We have it every Thursday. We bring different industry experts. You learn about, you can ask them questions that is bothering you as far as your cybersecurity is concerned, or the job market and all the country is. Then we talked about other topics that will hinder you from getting a job, like imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is a big deal in tech. We talked about this, how to overcome them, we talked about a lot of things that will help you get this job in UK, Canada, US, or anywhere in the world. We also talked about interview preparation. When you have an interview, you get an interview. We prepare you. Aside the mock interview we normally have sometimes, we prepare you for interview whenever you have an interview. So this is more like you practicing as if we drill you based on the job description of the job you applied for. We drill you as if you are talking to the actual recruiter. So and this is a place where you can make mistakes, you can make error, because you can correct them. So we correct these errors. We tell you what you did right, what you should work on, and how to work on them. Then we also tell you the answers you did answer properly and how to answer them better. That's interview preparation. Then the job reference. I've talked about job reference before. So you have access to a job reference that you can use for 2 years. You have access to this job reference for 2 years. Then on the side, on the job support. So when you've gone through our program, after you are done, we don't just forget or say goodbye. No, we say goodbye, but it's not forever. Like, we are not cutting you off. You're a part of this family. You're a part of this family for life. So there are some cases whereby you started working and you need support on the job support, you can also reach out to your mentor. Say, oh, I'm working on this thing, I am confused, I don't know what to do. You can ask your mentor and they'll provide on the job support for you. They also have the apply. We want you to intern, we want to brand you. We want you to have a good employability branding by providing employability services. They will also want you to apply for jobs. And because we know that it can be difficult sometimes to search for this job, we have something called Amdari job board. So this Amdari job board, it's paid premium. We have access to jobs when they are dropping. So remote jobs from LinkedIn, Glassdoor, FlexJob, GitHub, Remote OK, Indeed. These are just part of the platform, the job board where we get jobs from. And like I said, these are paid platform, like it's premium. So we have access to this platform where we get our job board. You can always go there on your dashboard. You will see there. Go there, check for opportunities that are in line with what you are doing. Apply for this job, because the main goal is that we want you to get the job. So we want to join our internship that join an internship that collapses the learning curve. So you want to join an internship that gives you that opportunity to have access to stakeholders meetings, client feedback, real business challenge. So it's not just a theory of what might happen. This is what is happening. We are working on what is happening. What is happening? Yesterday, one of our specialists from BA, that is business analysis, she was having a session, and one of our interns said, this is exactly what we are the IT department in our company are working on. Exactly the same thing. And it was wow. He said, wow, this is what they are working on currently. And it felt like, oh, are you in my company? No, but then because we understand the real business challenges, we understand what business are facing, we design our projects in that line. So you get to have access to feedback, also stakeholders meeting, and real business challenges. Then you also get to have access to real tools, real collaboration, real delivery, because you will collaborate with other people from other departments. You're not just working alone in isolation. Or maybe you are in the SOC part, you work with the people in pen testing, work with the people in TRC, you collaborate even across departments, you collaborate too. The 4 months of internship with a job reference letter. That's an amazing offer. You pay for 3 months, you get extra 1 month if you make it 4 months, and also get a reference letter from us. So join our next cohort. Our next cohort is starting on the 7th of February. And we would like you to join, because yes, I know you've learned a lot this night. And this is just what you learned this night. It's just a tips. It's just a tip of the iceberg. That's just a tip. It's not even close to what you will learn if you are in the program. So if you want to experience this amazing oil, if you want to have this amazing experience, you want to have the kind of experience that will get you a job, we are starting a new cohort on the 7th of February. And yes, you might say, okay, the payment plan, like I said, it is a 3 months work experience, but you get an extra 1 month for free, which makes it 4 months work experience. So the full amount is £500, but then we are discounting it to £390. So imagine, remember I said there's an offer for you, I have a gift for you at the end. So this is the gift. I should be seeing drum rolls. Let me see, am I seeing converting? Yeah, this is an amazing offer. This is an amazing gift. So instead of paying £500, you get to pay £390, saving yourself £110 for our program. So, and also you don't need to, you might say, oh, I don't have £390 right now. What do I do? You can also pay in multiple installments. We have installment payments available. So you can also pay in installment. I know Jennifer would have dropped link in the comment section if you need to make payments or you want to register. And if you have questions, you can also reach us on our website, send us a mail or a WhatsApp message. These numbers are for WhatsApp alone. So when you get this slide, you can click on this link to make payments or reach us on WhatsApp or send us a mail. And you can also connect with me on LinkedIn if you still need more questions, more clarification. So you might want to ask, so why, I know I've said a lot of this, you've learned a lot this night, but then maybe you're still not convinced why you should register and become an Amdari consultant. The truth is, I want to understand that Amdari consultants thrive. And why do they thrive better in the job market? The truth is, they had a controlled and low risk environment to work in. You can make mistakes here. Mistakes, terrible mistakes that you should not make where you are working, when you are with an organization. You can make them here and it will be corrected and you learn from your mistakes. So they have worked in cross-functional teams. They've worked with cross-functional teams, so they understand how to cope. Because businesses will always ask you, the people will always want to understand, can you work with other teams? As much as you're a cybersecurity person, you are going to be working with non-technical teams. How will you handle them? How will you work with people that don't understand your field? How do you break things down to them? Even when you are presenting to stakeholders, how do you present to them? Because stakeholders don't even understand, they call it jargons. They don't understand the whole cybersecurity terms you are using. How do you break it down? How do you communicate with them? So you learn this through this internship. So they have mastered industry tools. They have different industry tools like Splunk. This is for Jira for people in project management, Power BI for people in data. Then they also gain hands-on experience with projects, case studies, just like the one I showed us earlier. That's one of our case studies we've worked on before. They got feedback from experienced professionals. You don't, like I said, you make mistakes, but you have a mentor that is guiding you. And trust me, you don't just have one, you have a mentor assigned to you, like your cohort. Then you also have me, the program lead, as your mentor. So you can also reach out to me anytime. Then you have a portfolio filled with real projects that will get you the job, project that is not lab work, but real industry and business problem. Then you receive a globally recognized reference letter. That's what I mean. So this is what makes our intern and that's our consultant now thrive better in the job market and make them stand out at the end of the day. So do we have any question for me? Is there any question for me? Hello. Is there any question for me? Do you have any question for me? So should I take it as we understood everything I said? Okay. So how many of you will you start using? Yes, is it yes, Naomi? Okay, Naomi. Hello, is it you have a question? You can drop it to the chat box. Hello, Naomi. Hi, Naomi. You can unmute and can speak.
Okay, hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you very much for this session. I just got lost a bit. I was distracted about like the benefits of joining the program. I don't know if I'm confused, or you mentioned something about like we would be collaborating like with other departments, because for someone like myself, I'm still trying to figure out whether to focus on SOC or JRC, and I don't know if I'm not saying I want to do the two together, but it would
Yeah,
help,
I understand.
you know.
Okay, so we have a lot of people that always have this kind of confusion on knowing which to do. Okay, the first thing, let me first answer the first question. I said, okay, what makes our consultants stand out? I talked about the fact that they have access to works as functional teams. If I work with cross-functional teams, that's okay. Look, let's say you register for SOC, you get to work with the pen testers, the GRC, and sometimes you get to work outside the department, you get to work with people in business analysis or project management. So these are cross-functional teams. They also have mastered industry tools. Then get hands-on experience with project, just like the one I showed us. Then you get feedback from your mentor. They correct you when you make mistakes and give you feedback. They also have access to a portfolio that's filled with projects. Then you also receive a reference letter. So now let's come back to the question you asked of you don't know which part to go for, either SOC or GRC. This confusion is valid. It happens a lot of time. So what I normally do is I can give you my phone number. You can call me. They will work. You will. There are questions I will ask you, like, what are the things you like doing? What are the things you like? So your personality. Oh, she has dropped off. But for any other person that have the same issue of okay, what part to go for, you can also always reach out to me. I'll drop my phone number in the chat box. We can have a call, then we will figure it out together. Because sometimes your personality play a part in it. What you like doing will also help you determine or understand the path that you go for. Because you need to enjoy the job. If you don't enjoy the job, you just become frustrated, overwhelmed, and all that. And this comes in with knowing the right path that is for you. So if you have any of this issue of I don't know if I should go for GRC or if I should go for SOC or if I should go for pen testing, cloud security. Oh yes, we have cloud security actually. We have cloud security, we have application security. You don't know if you should go for any of these. You can call me, then we'll figure it out together. We'll always figure it out together. This is also my WhatsApp number. I dropped it in the chat box. Yes, caller. So you can reach out to me and I will answer this question.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, thank you so much for the light up you have thrown into the progress and the advantage of this program. But my question goes this way. I came in when you were discussing about the STAR, so I didn't really catch up with it. My question, I want to know if this is a recorded session where we can always see access it, because I'm presently a consultant on the GRC. So can we have access to it to listen to it once again?
Yes, you will have access to it and you can listen to it once again.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, is there any other question? Yes, Eze.
Hi. Please, I have I think I have maybe two questions. So the first one is, if I'm maybe in another field and I'm trying to pivot, like I have no idea. Like I'm basically in the very early stages of learning about cybersecurity. Do you advise that? I mean, will the internship still help, or do I need to first do something else and then come back to, doing the internship?
Okay.
Okay.
So
Should I ask that?
Okay, ask the second question. I'll take both together.
Okay, my second question is, I don't really know how to frame it, but I know that most times some of the cohorts are usually like in groups. Do you think that this would be beneficial? Like, do you think it would be targeted to the individual? Like, sometimes, when you're in a group, you might not really get the whole thing. I don't know how to frame the question, but
I understand.
yeah. So yeah, that's my second question.
Okay. So the first question is if you are in your early stage. When you mean, okay, can I ask a question? When you mean early stage, are you saying that you are in the introduction part of cybersecurity?
Yes, like I honestly just started. I'm in application support, so I'm not doing anything cybersecurity related. I'm just basically reading about it and all that. Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't say this about myself. I actually did not study cybersecurity in school. I did not do anything related to tech. I studied political science in school. After studying political science, I worked with NGOs for years.
Yeah.
I did political analysis. Those were the jobs I was when I was in school. I started working as a political analyst in my second year in school. I was doing analysis, political science. So I was into political science analysis and I was into NGOs. That was what I did after, like, for 5 years. I did that for 5 years. So I did not have any knowledge to tech. I didn't even go to, people go to, this is something that is common when you are from Nigeria, that maybe after secondary school, your parents will say, go and learn how to operate computer. They do that, go and do computer training. I did not do that at all. So I did not even know how to operate a laptop or anything. But I learned cybersecurity and I did well. I did well. And one of the things that made me successful in cybersecurity is the fact that I was ready to learn. I am a self-taught. When I'm self-taught, I'm talking about the theory, the foundation part, the beginner part. I learned it on my own, watching videos. I was able to get that knowledge I needed through video. But I was ready to learn. I was ready to burn the candle. I can spend hours reading, studying. So at the point when I now knew that, okay, yes, I've gotten the theoretical knowledge, it was not giving me that satisfaction. Then I had to ask, I got a mentor in the industry. I needed to have a mentor. I got a mentor. It was my mentor that made me understand the fact that labs will not give me the experience I need to get a job. What I need is an internship. What I need is an internship. So I did internships, not just one, I did a lot of internships. And from there, I started finding my interest. Then after doing the introduction part, which is basically what cybersecurity, introduction part should not take you, if you are really into it, should not take you more than a month. Should not take you more than a month. So you should be able to specialize. And it is always nice when you specialize with someone teaching you, like this internship now. You specialize, you'll be able to know, okay, yes, one is showing you the way. So after learning that foundational part, I had that dilemma of which part do I want to specialize in. And that was when I had to look at not the three part, we have a lot of parts in cybersecurity, but pen testing, SOC, and JAWC is more common. So I had to look at, okay, do I want to go for JRC? Most people would have seen that, okay, she's a political scientist. JRC should have been the ideal field for me to go into because it's easier because I should have been used to reading, I should have been used to policies, I should have been used to frameworks. But right from the time I was in school, I understood the fact that I don't like repeating the same thing over and over again. I don't like when something is not flexible. And I understood that from taking public policy courses, from taking administrative courses. Those were boring courses. It's not that I don't pass them. I pass them I have A's in there. But I knew that it was boring to me. I don't enjoy them when I'm doing them. But I understood that, okay, when it comes to foreign policies, international politics, I was enjoying it because you cannot predict what will happen. You are plotting, when you are doing this kind of parts, you are plotting how to be a devil's advocate. You are plotting how to not deceive, actually, we call it propaganda. That's the word we use for it. You are coming up with propagandas to defeat your enemy. You are learning about something in class, and the next day it's happening in real life. You are hearing US bombing this state retaliating, arms law coming up. It was interesting, it was fun for me. So I realized that I am someone that don't like something rigid, one-way traffic. I don't like it. So I knew JRC was not for me. I'm not saying that JRC is boring. It is not boring, but I just think it was not for me because I don't enjoy those policies that you cannot break. You have to play by the books. It has framework. You must use the framework. You have to use the rules. I don't like playing by the book. Not that I am wicked or I like breaking laws, but I don't just like playing by the book. I like something that will make me think outside the box. Then I looked at SOC and I looked at pen testing. Pen testing was there. At first, I started as a pen tester. Pen testing was that ideal part for me. It gives me the ability or the opportunity to break things. When I break things, I can also look at how can I solve this? How can I, what I've broken? How can I fix it back? Then it also gives me the ability that I can decide to use any tool or build my own tools to break things. So that's the beauty of pen testing or SOC tool. You can build your own tool. Like I have a friend of mine who is a pen tester. We were talking about tool the other day, and he was like, he was doing something, he was trying to analyze traffic. And he found out that, he cannot do it in one place because he understands how to code. It's not compulsory, how to code, because he knows how to code. He wrote some code and came up with his own tool that made this work easier for him. But he would have spent like 2 days doing, he did it within an hour. So that's the beauty of it. But I would have not been able to do that if I was in JRC because I have to play by the rules. So I understand that I am someone who does not like to play by the rules. I want to be free. I want to be able to do anything I like. I don't want anything to stop me. So that's who I am. Then I got to a point when I understand that, okay, I've understood how to break things. But what will make me a better penetration tester is understanding how the other people on the other side protect these things I'm trying to break. Because they will make my work harder for me. The same way pen testers want to break and find vulnerabilities. Pen testers are actually hackers. What differentiates a pen tester from we are hackers? There's nothing that differentiates us. We are the same thing. The mindset is what differentiates a bad hacker from a good hacker or an ethical hacker. I am an ethical hacker, but before I became an ethical hacker, I had the mindset of a black hat hacker. That's what makes me thrive. But I don't use it for the intentions, or what I use it for now is now what differentiates us. We work the same way. So SOC analysts are there to protect us. So they will also make my work hard for me because I am operating as an attacker. So I wanted to understand their mindset, how they think, how they operate. That's what drew me to SOC analysis. I'm into SOC analysis too. And currently this year, if you go to my LinkedIn page, you'll see, I posted about AI security. And that's because I'm going into agentic AI. I'm looking at AGIs. How do APIs relate with AGIs? How do agentic AI think? Agentic AI are helpful, but there's still security lapses they have. What can I do? I'm currently building my own personal agentic AI, and it's for training purposes. I want to use it to understand how agentic AI think, what security gap they have. How do you now see? If I'm able to understand the security gap, I will understand how to secure it. I'll probably come up with solutions, come up with papers, come up with things in the future. I don't know yet, but I'm just at that state of I am thinking what is happening. And this is something that just came to my mind because one day I was studying. Yes, I still study every day. As a cybersecurity person, you need to keep studying. And it just popped into my. I started asking myself question: what if this happened? What if this happened? What will happen? And the next time I said, okay, let me build something for myself and use it to practice. And that's how I came about it. So this is my personality. This is who I am. So I understood the path I can go for because of my personality. And yes, you don't need to come from a tech background. You don't need to understand tech. Like when I mean that be like study tech related courses or I've worked in tech related jobs for you to do cybersecurity. No, it depends on how much you are willing to sacrifice. What I mean sacrifice that your time. How much are you willing to give to it? I said the foundation part, introduction to cybersecurity should not take more than 1 month. But I've seen people that have been doing it for 6 months and they have not gone into half of it. And I'm wondering why. If you really want to sit down and dedicate time to it, you will learn it within a month. And you move on to specialization. And the truth is you want to get jobs. Specialization is sweeter and easier to learn if you have someone guiding you. When I was learning, I didn't have someone guiding me. There were days that I would try to solve the problem. I will not be able to solve it. I will cry. I'm a crybaby. I will cry. After crying, I'll close my laptop. I'll go and try to sleep. And the truth is, my brain works in a way that if I don't solve a particular task, I will not be able to sleep. I'll keep thinking about it until I solve it. So at the end of the day, I end up not sleeping because I want to solve it. So because I know that, okay, if I don't solve this thing, I will not be able to sleep. And if I don't sleep, I won't put on where I strive to finish it and solve it. So that was how I was like, and trust me, it was difficult. Imagine I have someone like a mentor that would show me what to do. A mentor can point me out if a mentor will tell me this is what you are working on. Then if I'm working on it and I have a blocker, I can go back to my mentor and say, oh, I'm experiencing this. And my mentor can tell, oh, this is how to solve it. It's easier. So for you now, Eze, can I call you Eze? I don't want to.
That's fine.
For you, Eze, for your first part, you can finish it within a month if you are really ready to put in the work to finish the introduction part. The specialization part will be easier for you if you have a mentor guiding you, and you can actually get that access through an internship like this. So you are learning, getting as having guidance, and also building your portfolio at the same time. So trust me, it will make your work easier. What took me like a year plus to learn, you can learn it within months because you have someone guiding. But all I just wanted to bring in is the dedication, be dedicated. Be open-minded, be ready to learn. I always tell people, I know it is hard. You have jobs, you have family, but even if it is 1 hour per day, decide to say, I must read for an hour. I must work on this thing for an hour. I must work on this project for an hour. It makes the difference. And if it's weekend, you have time, you can go beyond 1 hour, you can do more. It makes the difference. Just come up with that mindset of, I want to do more. And that's all you need. And you'll be successful.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi, Naomi. I see you are back. I don't know if I answered your question before you left. Hi, Naomi. Can you hear me? Okay.
Hi, sorry, my phone was acting up. Yeah, I was still on the call. I was on the call when you answered.
Okay. So I
But
dropped
yeah,
my
you said
phone
to
number.
call. I'll call you.
I don't know if you, okay, you've gotten my phone number, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just message me or call and we'll work through that.
Thank you
So is
so
there
much.
any other? Okay, someone asked in the chat box how many installments we have. Jennifer, do you want to answer that, please? Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Jatto.
Hi. So someone asked how many installments do we have?
So we have two options. We have 2 installments and we also have 3 installments. So depending on the one you want to go for. So you can go for 3 installments, which is for 3 months. It's £130 each for each month. Then if you want to go for 2 installments, it's £155.
Okay, thank you so much, Jennifer. Then Eze, you asked here, does this discount apply to people in the UK? No, it's for everyone. Wherever you are in the world, it applies to you. So it's not just for people in the UK. No. You're welcome. So is there any other question? Let me try and go through the chat to see. Okay. Okay, you said what kind of tools we will be exposed to. So it depends on the part you picked or the part you are in. We have different tools for SOC analysis. You have access to Splunk, Wazoo, those are SIM tools. We have access to SIM tools, MISP tools. Yeah, those are just basic tools. I would call them basic to their industry standard tools. Then if you are coming in for pen testing, pen testing have domains. Yeah, I know a lot of people don't know this. Pen testing have domains. So you have the web, you have the hardware, you have the AD. So you're actually going to be working on different domains in pen testing. We don't do all because I don't actually advise people to do. It is not advisable to do all domain at once. Do the one that are very, very common for you. It's easier for you to get jobs if you're doing pen testing. Easier for you to get job. Web, AD is not really, it's not hard. We have then when you now do web, now going to API security, you now start going deeper in. If you understand API security, it is AppSec will be easy for you to cross into. So you're working with depending on the part you are in. Then for pen testing, working with majorly Kali Linux tools because most of your tools are on Kali already, installed on Kali. Then you can now go to use Bob Suits for web and yeah. So most of pen testing tools are already on Kali. Just make use of them from Kali. Yeah. Then GRC work with frameworks, the ISO and likes. So yes. I don't know if the person that asked that is still on the call. So, but the beautiful thing is you have a mentor that is ready to guide you. And you can always ask questions. You can also come to my DM every time. I'm always available for everybody. If you're in the program, ask questions and I'll put you through. So is there any other question? Okay, so it's aspect of any question, so we'll call it a night. You will have access to this slide I used to present. It will be sent to your group. And please fill in the attendance form if you have not. If you want to make payment, the link to make payment is in the chat box. So please don't forget to connect with me on LinkedIn. My name is that's my name on LinkedIn. You can connect with me. If you still have questions to ask about the internship, everything, you can always message me on LinkedIn. I will respond to you. So thank you so much for joining this night. It's an amazing night. I actually enjoyed myself walking you through this tonight. And I hope to see you in the program. I can't wait to meet you, Eze, Asia, Winner, George. I can't wait to see you. I know you are busy right now. Kayode. Okay, Kola is already in the program. Yeah. Everyone, if I did not mention your name, does not mean I don't want to see. I want to see everybody. I can't wait. Okay, yeah. I think you dropped off when it was Anna. We have two kind of installments. We have the 2 months. Okay, George, you're an intern already. Okay, that's why you said you are just seeing my face. Okay, it's nice to see you. So we have two form of installments. We have the 2 months and we have the 3 months installments. So you can pick either the 2 month installment or the 3 month installments. No. You can start after the first installment. So you pay. If you pick the 2 month installments, you pay 2 months. Then the 3 months, you pay it 3 months into the internship. Like after the first installment, you start the program. You can join us. If you pay the first installment now, you'll be able to join us on join the next course starting on the 7th of February. Then from there, you keep paying the rest. I don't know if I answered your question, Kezia. Yeah. So once you pay, you get immediate access to the Learn platform. And also, yes, for Eze, we have the Learn platform too. You can brush up your skills there too. We have short courses there that will help you grow too.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So I don't know if there's any other question. Okay, in the absence of questions, we call it a day, a night. It's amazing speaking to you all. See you